Hey everybody, I've been playing a lot of random trio lately and it has really grown onto me, to the point where I feel like it's the mode I'm having the most fun on nowadays. Reason being, it forces me to use a strategy that doesn't involve dart monkeys or farms, so in most cases I have to be creative with whatever 3 towers I get, unless I magically get gifted a no-brains loadout of Cobra, Boomerang and Village on random trio Bananza, which legit actually happened in one of the games I posted a few days back. But seriously, what are the chances of getting one of the most popular loadouts on Bananza? And it's 1 in 1540 chance to be precise, 1 in 1140 if it's a map with no water, because Ninja Kiwi's code is smart and doesn't give you the boat or submarine if there's no water on the map. You might be wondering how I got those numbers, and it's quite simple. I just computed 22 choose 3, and 20 choose 3 respectively. If you want me to explain it like you're 5 because you haven't taken a stats or probability course yet, well, let me go ahead and do so. There are 22 towers in total, and 3 slots to put towers in. Say you want to randomly pick a tower for slot number 1, then there are 22 choices for that. Once you've chosen the first tower, choose one out of the remaining 21 towers because you can't choose the first tower twice, and for the last slot, that makes 20 options to choose from. Therefore the total amount of possible selections you can have is 22 times 21 times 20, which is 9,240. The proper term for selection is permutation, but I'll assume you don't know what that means. Hopefully you're still following me. If you got lost at the multiplication part, then I don't know what to say, except maybe you're better off not trying to understand this high school problem just yet. Anyways, we're not done. These 9,240 selections assume the order that you pick the towers matters, which clearly isn't the case, because whether you get Boomer Cobra Village, or Cobra Village Boomer doesn't make a difference. We just want those 3 towers. Therefore simply divide by 6, because there are 6 different ways to rearrange 3 items. And boom, you get 1540 as the answer. Alternatively, you can just compute 22 choose 3, which will equate to the same number. Again, for those of you who haven't taken a stats course, you're probably lost as to what this word choose is, and it's basically some formula involving factorials that you can use to compute the number of combinations of choosing X items out of Y total items. Anyways, that's enough math for today. Hopefully you don't think I'm a smartass or something that has a boner for anything math related, because neither of those are true. While we're already so far off topic, I might as well dive deeper and talk about how much I hate math now, because I actually did used to like math and it was my favorite subject for a long time. Let's start in chronological order, beginning from elementary school. Well, math back then was quite the cakewalk. It was just simple addition and subtraction, with the hardest thing being operations with fractions such as 1 over 3 plus 1 over 2, or 7 over 6.5 to the exponent 9 over 0. So obviously if something was that easy I'd have a blast doing it, and damn right I did. Moving on to high school, and things were pretty much the same. I found a lot of the material easier than beating Mo Money and King of the Hill. However, upper years made for a decent-sized challenge. I don't know about you, but my first year of high school math felt really weird because for me it was so easy, yet so many classmates had trouble from the transition from elementary to high school math. I think the average was something like 55 to 60%, which is hilariously awful to say the least. So yeah, math was a pretty cool subject for the first 17 years of my life. Then shit hit the fan when university came, and this thing called proof started being thrown around the subject of math. I made a quick 100 to 0 and knocked the hell out of there, not really though, because it was a mandatory course that I would have needed to take in order to graduate anyways, so I manned up and endured the pain. And that brings us to the present day, where math is probably my second most hated subject, right behind English, because writing 10-page essays about random topics you could care less about is no fun. If only English class marks were based on how well executed your witty puns and dank memes were, then maybe I'd have a little more interest in it. I'm done with all this school talk. Damn, did I just spend this whole commentary talking about just that? It looks like I did. I hope I didn't bore you to death. Maybe the gameplay and the background was enough to keep you from falling asleep. And don't nobody complain about boo-hoo. I keep on lead, zebra, and rainbow rushing people to death and it's no fun. I will happily direct you to other YouTubers if late game is what you prefer, though frankly I only see comments like these once in a blue moon. I think a vast majority of people don't have a problem with me crushing wizard using kids with Negro rushes. So keep watching to see the rest, and leave a like and comment if you enjoyed. See you all in the next battles video, and spoiler alert, be sure to wear your sarcasm detection goggles for that next one.